guys, it's Jeremy Wilson here. I'm actually downtown Phoenix, taking care of a little bit of business, but I'm trying to be punctual. So I decided that I'll actually be punctual and start a little early. Today's topic that I want to discuss with you is really how to change this one thing and become a millionaire. But let me, before I discuss that, give you a little background about myself. I've been in the industry for several years. What I mean is, since my early teens, I was in the personal development. I actually started with, and then just being with my dad, who was an entrepreneur. We listened to several audios while he traveled promoting his business. Then I found myself, actually it's windy out here, so hopefully you guys can hear me. So I found myself so enthused with what I was doing. I decided to buy the home. So I started with Tony Robbins, Unlimited Power. Then I did Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, I'm mentoring with John Assaraf. Tony Robbins and John Maxwell program, and actually not only that, I've done mentoring with several millionaires in the industry of online business. So to not to toot my own horn, but I really spent thousands of dollars, and I can't tell you how many hours learning the things I'm about to teach you. Well, today I discovered something amazing. Not just amazing today, but something that is actually helping my clients to find freedom. And this was a strategy that I learned by reading the book, The Richest Man first, and then I rediscovered it with Bob Proctor, Born Rich, and then again I discovered it when I watched and listened and read The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. And one of the things that they discussed, that he discussed, and just to pre-frame it a little bit for you, he discussed something about saving a certain amount of money. And just by doing that, how you can potentially become a millionaire. Now, it's not the overnight gratification that most people look to, but it is a strategy. So just to pre-frame this real quick, most people, when I start talking to them about this strategy, they say, I don't have any money. I don't have any money to save. So what David Bach started talking about was the latte factor, and not to change your habits, but to really get you to start thinking about the money that you have. Hey, John. Hey, Jeff. Thanks for tuning in. So what he started talking about was for those people who like Starbucks. Now, I'm not a fan of coffee, but this was very interesting because it has to do with pretty much everything you do during the day. He said, now think about it. When you say that you don't have money, what's the first thing you do in the day? You might go and get a Starbucks coffee, right? Now that coffee, the latte that you go to get, is about $3. And then you have a muffin or an energy bar or something to go with that. Now if you did that every day, spent $5 just in the morning to get your day started, well, in 30 days, by 12 months, you have nearly over $1,500, right? Actually close to $2,000, just if you eliminate that one thing. So that's a pre-frame for what we're going to discuss. Now, what David brought out, and what was brought out in The Richest Man in Babylon, was that most people, when they get paid, they go out, pay their bills, they spend their money on family events, on going to the movies, and all types of things, but they never save themselves. And that's tragic. So what ends up happening is that they try to pay themselves last. Now, what was discovered is that if you work in the morning and in the afternoon, and you take the money that you make in the morning, and let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, let's say a person working at a fast food restaurant in his 20s, he takes $10 an hour that he makes, and he pays himself for the morning part. So that's $40 that he pays himself every day, 5 times a week. That is $200. Now that might be a little aggressive for most people, so I don't want to even take it that far. Let's just say that you have a person and they make $10 an hour, and for the very first hour they decide to pay themselves. So they pay themselves $10 every day that they work, right? So they work 5 days a week, they pay themselves $10 a day. In 5 days they saved up $50, right? Now you take that and you times that by 30, right? So 30 days of paying themselves just $10 a day is $300, right? Now you take that same $300 and you times it by 12. That is $3,600 a year. Now let's do the math here. So every year you're saving $3,600. Now, if you put that into a savings account and you did that for 10 years, at the end of 10 years, you would have $36,000. And we're talking about a very little bit of money here. This is not even a hard thing to do. So you take that and then you just figure that if you did nothing with that but allowed it to grow interest, which right now interest is at nothing, you would have more money than previously. So you take that and you times it by an average person's working life, which is 30 to 40 years. 36,000 times 3 is over 100,000. So you start seeing how this makes sense. Now this is just for a person making $10 an hour. Now let's fast forward to you, right? Let's say an average person makes $70,000 a year, right? Which would be about $35 an hour on average if the average person works 2,000 hours a year, 50 weeks and 2 weeks vacation. So now you take that same $35 and you do the math. $35 an hour, you take 1 hour every day and give it to yourself. That means in 1 month you will have over $1,000 in savings. You times that by 12 and you have $12,000 in 1 year. So you see, it's so simple that anyone could really, if you just take your latte factor and start looking at the resources you have already, you can really become a millionaire just by changing how you view money and how you spend it. You see, for most people, they say, yes, I don't have any money, I'm broke, I can't do anything. And actually, in 1943, the government figured that out first. You see, Before then, taxes were being paid not automatically. You would pay your taxes, at your convenience. But what the government found out was that people weren't doing it. You see, if they had a choice between paying the government or spending the money on something else, they spent it on the things that were necessary for that time. So the government instituted a law to take the money out your paycheck to get paid first. Now, it's actually pretty smart. I can't even fault the government for that idea. But think about it. If they are doing it, why aren't you? Why aren't you making yourself and your family your priority? If you made yourself and your family your priority and you did the same thing that the government did, making and earning your living and paying yourself first will become so easy and such a habit that in no time. So this is what happened for one of my students, and I'll just tell you because she's seen amazing results. I was talking to her the other day, and she wanted to get involved in business, and yet, hey Marquis, how you doing? And yet she had no money. She said, I have no money. I can't. I want to, but I can't. So I said, well, let's talk about it for a second. And I asked her, how much do you make? And she gave me a number. It was over $600 a week. And then I said, well, tell me, what are you spending your money on? I know you have bills and things like that. And she said, you know what? Honestly, I spend over $300 a month getting a smoothie. And I was like, whoa, $300 a month on smoothies? And she said, yeah. She said, and you know what? To be honest, if I made them at home, they would be just as good and, no problem. And so we just started talking about that. And she decided that for her, now this is a single parent. And she said, you know what? I'm going to take this one step further. I'm not going to save just $10. I'm going to make it a point that I'm going to take a third, close to a third of her check and save it. So every week that she got paid, she put away $270 and started living off of $400 a week. Now, again, that is not, some people might say that's difficult, but now she's looking back, and over the course of a few weeks, she already has over $1,000 saved. And you know what she told me? She said it's been the first time in her life that she really felt financially free. And it just was a simple change in the mind. Understanding where your money is going and how to yield real results. So again, the strategy for really becoming financially independent and over time becoming a millionaire, if you just simply paid yourself first, and my suggestion is to actually pay yourself what you earn in the AM. So set your calendar for AM and PM time. So the hours you work in the AM, that should go to you first. And the money that you make at PM, that should go to your other bills. By doing that, you will see significant changes in the way you view money, the way you use money, and the way money will start working for you. The next thing that I'll discuss tomorrow will be really how to go from taking your money, start saving it, and then to have your money work for you. That is a key ingredient to really start having the wealth that you want. Now, again, this is not get rich quick solution. This is for those who really want to have security and stability. So there's tons of strategies, but I just want to share with you this one today. First, understand your latte factor. And secondly, pay yourself first. Now, again, what I would recommend anyone do, because this is not doesn't originate with me, I suggest that you look at The Richest Man in Babylon. Read that book. It's awesome. And also read The Automatic Millionaire by David Bach. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And again, tomorrow at 4:30, we'll discuss other ways to increase your wealth. Talk to you soon.